Atlanta Motor Speedway in Atlanta, Georgia is location for stop number 4 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series for this season. As we are here today for the running of the Motorcraft 500, as we last race on the tour, the monstrosity that was the 7 caution fest that was the Mobile One 400 at Richmond, the first race on the short track this season. We are running our first race this season on a 1.5 mile track this season here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. In fact, the first race straight on a intermediate track. This race is coming on right now. Next race after that will be at Darlington, and the next race after that will be at Texas. That's stops 4, 5, and 6 this season. But we're at stop number 4 here today, and here's the starting line for today's running event. On the pole at 190 miles an hour, it's Dylan Young in the number 2 Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac, or Miller Genuine Draft Ford, excuse me. He'll be alongside Charles Sanford in car number 24, the DuPont Chevrolet. Second row is Benjamin Miles in number 25 and Nathan Orman in car number 6, the Valvoline Ford. Benjamin's in the number 25 Kodiak Chevy. Next row sees number 14 Ryan George in the Kellogg's Cornflakes Chevrolet car number 14 and number 94 Jesse Turner in the Sunoco Ultra Oldsmobile. Next row sees car number 43 the King Richard Petty cars of Mike Becker in the STP Pontiac, and the number 3 GM Goodwrench Chevrolet of Cole Deaver in the Deaver sits alongside 2 of the most iconic cars of NASCAR. It sits on the same row. Next row down sees car number 22, Dylan Poteet in the Maxwell House Ford, and number 55, Nathan Hudson in the number 55, Skull Classic Crown Petroleum Oldsmobile. Next row has the winner at Richmond this season, Matt McIntyre in the Quaker State Ford, car number 26. He'll be alongside car number 15. It is Jackson Haywood in the Motorcraft Ford. Next row, Joshua Osborne in number 31, the Mom and Pop's Chevrolet. He'll be alongside William Brock in the Kodak Film Chevrolet, car number 4. Next row has Kat Batson in 27, the McDonald's Ford. She'll be alongside car number 68, Kev Shear in the Country Time Oldsmobile. Next row sees car number 17, Levi McIntyre, carrying one of our in-car cameras in the Western Auto Chevrolet car 17. He'll be alongside Johnny Gardner, who has our second in-car camera in the Snickers Buick, car number 8. Next row, Seth Cole, number 52, the Alka-Seltzer Pontiac, and number 1, Skull Classic Ford of Zach Rogers. He has the outside row. Zach has our third in-car camera in today's event. Next row, Jay Jefferson in car number 30, the Pennzoil Pontiac, and number 12, Rob Evans in the Rebiscus Buick. Next row down sees Phil Parker, the Daytona 500 champion, in the Levi Garrett Chevrolet car number 5, and he'll be alongside Mitchell Collins in car number 20, the Crown Petroleum Oldsmobile. Next row has Zachary Fitzwater, number 29, the Hardee's Pontiac. He'll be alongside Wade Brummer, number 70, the Sun Smith for Speed Rumpel Furniture Pontiac. Next row has Quentin Moore, number 21, the Citgo Ford, and number 10, Paul Minnick in the Tide Ford. Next row has Keith Batson, 28, Texaco Haviland Ford, and number 71, Henry Sanford in the Big Apple Markets Chevrolet. Next row has 2 of the ladies, Jessica Shelton in number 9, the Coors Light Milling Ford. She'll be alongside car 75, Laura Chung in the Dinner Bell Food Lion Oldsmobile. Next row down sees car number 11, Adam Garcia in the Budweiser Ford. He'll be alongside Gene Simper, number 98, the Banquet Frozen Foods Chevrolet. Next row is Christian Russell in number 7, the Zurich Antifreeze Ford. He'll be alongside Matt Haas, number 18, Interstate Batteries Chevrolet. Next row is Kyle Matthews coming from way out back in the middle of the yellow Pontiac, car number 42. He'll be alongside number 33, Jacob Thibodeau in the Skull Bandit Oldsmobile. Next row, Alex Miller, number 33, the Bullseye Barbecue Sauce Oldsmobile. He'll be alongside car number 66, Ryan Brommer. And starting shotgun the field will be Jordan Anderson in car number 90 in the Heilig Myers Ford. So that's the field of 41 as they're all lined up, awaiting the word to fire the engines, getting ready for some 190 mile an hour action at Atlanta Motor Speedway. This is the old configuration of Atlanta we're running, by the way, not the current configuration that we are running here today at the Atlanta Motor Speedway here at this track here. As this is the only visit to Atlanta on the tour we're running this season, as the field is about to get set to command the fire the engines, and here it comes right now. Actually, that's ladies and gentlemen, start your engines, not gentlemen, start your engines. So there you go. Again, our in-car cameras today will be carried by Levi McIntyre, Johnny Gardner, and Zach Rogers as the field rolls off a pit road. And we'll be ready for a start right after this. Back at Atlanta Motor Speedway, as the field's lined up here. Ford and Chevrolet on the front row here for the Motorcraft 500. Dylan Young on the pole, qualifying at 190 miles an hour, as did Charles Sanford. He also qualified at 190. Pace car ducks up on the pit road here as we're set for 50 laps of action here today as the green flag flies. The Motorcraft 500 is on. Field now in the high gear. That is fourth gear on these race cars. 4-speed transmissions equipped in all these machines. Benjamin Miles looks slow on the racetrack here. Dylan Young pulls ahead, and looks like Dylan Young will lead the first lap unless something goes wrong, and he will do so here. Dylan Young leads the first lap. First lap at 172.846 miles an hour, but they're all running in the draft, so the lap speed should be a whole lot faster than that. We should mention that this being a track like should mention tracks like Atlanta, Texas, Charlotte, Michigan, California, places like that are all engine builders' nightmares. It's pretty much as you'll see from some of our in-car cameras a little bit later on, and how much RPMs they turn. You'll know why. These tracks like we mentioned, like Atlanta, Charlotte, Texas, Michigan, and California are all considered engine builder nightmares. Because they turn such high RPMs and are on the track pretty much all the way down here. As you see, Ryan George looks slow on the racetrack. He'll go for the lead on Dylan Young. Mike Becker behind him. Dylan Poteet in 22 and 26. Matt McIntyre. Matt McIntyre, who led from start to finish at Richmond, the last race on the tour. Pretty much, I think the caution flags all helped him too. I think he held off the charge of Keith Batson that day, but still. Becker dives on the racetrack. He's going to try to make it 3 wide for the lead here in the King Richard Petty cars. Becker, who won last season over at the night race at Bristol, Tennessee. And he'll take the King Richard Petty cars to the lead, the number 43 STP Pontiac. As Ryan George and Charles were both stuck in the sucker hole down the middle of the racetrack. And they're getting pretty close here. Young and Miles both on the high side of the racetrack here, the 2 and the 25 cars, as they come off to number 4. 3 wide between Benjamin Miles, Dylan Poteet, and Ryan George. It's going to be going to number 1. Poteet will get through. Now Matt McIntyre is now stuck low in the green 26. He got by Charles Sanford. Now he's going to try to get by the 14 car of Ryan George. 2 Chevys on the outside of a Ford as they go through the 3rd and 4th turns here. Becker leads that lap. Becker led the last lap or so, I think. And here comes Dylan Young to the outside of the track. Dylan Young barely led the last time by, though, averaging so far 187 miles an hour. Last lap by for the leader, 191.3 miles an hour. Now Dylan Young loses the position to Dylan Poteet, and now it's Poteet going for the lead in car number 22, the Maxwell House Ford. Ryan George doing a good job staying on the outside of the track here. Now Mike Becker finally leads that lap. Now they're 3 up for second place here. Maybe actually now make that 3rd place possibly here. As you see Poteet now trying to pull ahead in the 22 car. He'll duck to the inside of Becker as they come off turn number 2. On board with Levi McIntyre, number 17 here. And there you see, look at the tachometer right there. Right there's dead center of your screen right here. That's the tachometer on this machine. let's see how much RPMs they turn on this track. See, 9,000 and going to turn number 3. Yep, about 9,000 going to the third turn here. And down to about 8,000 in the middle of turns 3 and 4 here. Now he comes off turn number 4. He's running right behind Cab Sheeran 68 by the way right now. And Levi turns about 9 grand going into turn number 1. And down to about 8,000 again going through the middle of 1 and 2. Nice see why I talk about this track being an engine builder's nightmare. Nice see why I talk about that way. And Johnny Gardner's going to turn more RPMs because he's on the outside of the track here. Let's see how much he turns. About 9,100 in the middle in the turn number 1, and down about 8,100 in the middle of 1 and 2 here. As goes Johnny Gardner. He's running right behind Keith Batson right now, up to about 9,000 again going to turn number 3. There he is. And down about 8,100 again going in the middle of 1 and 2, in the middle of 3 and 4, trying to get past Jessica Shelton on the outside in car number 9. And now from Zach Rogers' view, Rogers is the one running right behind Shelton, as a matter of fact. And you see Rogers about the same as what Levi McIntyre is turning, about 9,000 going into turn number 3. Now coming off turn number 4, he's down about 8,100 off turn in the middle of 3 and 4. And that's about 9,000 again. Now you saw him drop that down about 7,900 in the middle of 1 and 2. So, see, like I said, now you see why I call it. Now you see why I say I call it tracks like Atlanta an engine builder's nightmare. That's about no further than 9,000 RPMs to the middle in going into the turn, and down about as low as 8,000 going into turn number coming through the middle of the turns, and so. And oh my gosh, they're 3 wide, 2 rows deeper. They're going to turn 3. Matt McIntyre goes to the low side. He's going for 2 wins in a row. He's got the help from Joshua Osborne in 31. And 3 wide is going to be Ryan George leading that lap in car number 14. Ryan George wanted 2 drivers out of Kev Shear Racing Tech as they come off turn number 2, and speaking of Kev Shear, that bright yellow 68, the Tweety Bird colored Oldsmobile. Well, there he is, or there's a 68 car running right behind Cat Batson in 27. Shear right now running in the top 10 at the moment in the Country Time Lemonade Pontiac, or Country Time Lemonade Oldsmobile. Going by Dylan Young, playing a little Wawa versus Sheets going on. He gets by Dylan Young, now tries to get by Mike Becker. 3 wide for third position, meantime, between Osborne, Benjamin Miles, and Ryan George. And now it's Matt McIntyre and Dylan Poteet going at it for the lead. And meantime, Osborne trying to dip low in that 31 machine. Boy, who's leading the laps right there? I think Poteet led the lap the last time by. Poteet going on the outside of the racetrack here. McIntyre looks like he's got the lead for about a half a car and come off turn number 4. But here comes Poteet back on the outside. And looks like the outside lane, though, yes, it may be the longest way around, though, a track like this. So, but on the other hand, something we got trouble. It's Adam Garcia and Mitchell Collins that's crashed. And look at the damage to the Budweiser Ford. Garcia, who finished second in the Daytona 500, has had nothing but bad luck ever since. He had bad luck at Rockingham and Richmond, and now here at Atlanta. And that's going to be caution number 1 here. Dylan Poteet led the last time by led into the caution flag for the first time of the day. And let's take a look at what happened to that man right there, Adam Garcia. The yellow flag flies for the first time today. Well, here's what brought the caution flag out for the first time today on the. So we brought the caution flag out for the first time today on the 18th lap of this race here. Yeah, Garcia looked like he thought he was clear of Mitchell Collins, and he wasn't. He was not clear at all, not by a long shot. End result was a scraped up side and a torn up and a slight hood buckle on the number 11 Budweiser Ford. Mitchell Collins gave him a little tap, letting him know that he was not pleased with what happened. So no harm, no foul for Adam Garcia. However, he is out of the race. So he had a valve problem on that machine. So, but for all intents and purposes, it's related to an engine failure on the number 11 Budweiser Ford here. It's a valve is somewhere around the valve train of that machine. Of course, I'm not a mechanic, so it's or anything. But a valve is somewhere in the engine. It's somewhere in the engine compartment on one of these race cars here. Dylan Poteet is the leader of the race in car number 22. Second position is Ryan George. Third right now is Matt McIntyre. Fourth is Benjamin Miles. Fifth is Dylan Poteet. Sixth is Mike Becker. Seventh, Cat Batson. Eighth, Dylan Young. Ninth, Kev Shearer. And Charles Sanford runs in 10th position as the green flag flies. We're back underway in the Motorcraft 500 on lap number 23. Fast lap race so far set by Christian Russell at 192.145 miles an hour. He's the fastest lap by quite a bit, though. Some of the drivers in the back of the pack, though, were running some fast laps, though, before that caution flag came out on the 18th lap. And here comes Ryan George to the low side. He'll stay the number 14 Kellogg's Cornflakes Chevy to the low side. He's got the drafting help from Matt McIntyre in 26, but Poteet, let's remember, he's got that high side lane's been working brilliantly, but as long as you got drafting help, it does, though, now. But so George led that lap on the low side of the track, so it's a classic example of what drafting can do to you there. Even on a 1.5-mile track, drafting comes into play. Doesn't just come at tracks like Daytona and Talladega, where we talk about drafting a lot. But it does. But more often than not, it comes to play at the track like this. At tracks like this. Or when we go to the bigger tracks later on, like when we go to Michigan or California. And even at tracks like Pocono and Indianapolis, it can be effective as well. Ryan George has the lead. Here comes Matt McIntyre in 26. He's got the help from Joshua Osborne. Those two were working together the last time before the yellow flag flew. And here they come off turn number 4. Who leads this lap? Looks like Ryan George. Yes, it is. In the number 14 car, he leads that lap. And we're halfway home. 25 in the books and 25 to go here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. McIntyre now pulls ahead in the green 26, though, but George fights back on the outside. He's got the help from Dylan Poteet. A battle of the drivers to the inside there. McIntyre leads going into the third turn. Osborne peaks low. And he'll push McIntyre ahead, and he'll lead that lap. But shoves McIntyre up the track. McIntyre leads that lap. Here comes Osborne for the lead now, number 31. Joshua Osborne, a 3-time champion, driving for Richard Childress Racing this season. His teammate right there in that black number 3 is we saw him in the frame. There he is. That is Osborne's teammate Cole Deaver. He is the only Georgian in the field in this race. There, the man from actually just near the Georgia Florida line, really, to be honest. So he's actually more closer to Daytona International Speedway than he is at Atlanta Motor Speedway, but nonetheless, Deaver, who won the season at Rockingham, is actually running pretty good. He's the points leader coming into this event, by the way, after 3 races this season. But I know it's a little bit early to be talking championship, but you never know. Sometimes you look back at one of those races and wonder what could have been. But Deaver right now running okay. He's running 16th at the moment. He looks low on Seth Cole, number 52. The Alka-Seltzer Pontiac. This is a 190-mile-an-hour pace lap we're seeing here today at Atlanta. Right behind Deaver are Jay Jefferson in 30 and Jessica Shelton in number 9. Two of those three drivers have won here at Atlanta before. Deaver's won here, and so has Shelton, but never has Jefferson though. He's never won here. He's never won here before in a Pennzoil Pontiac. Quentin Moore up ahead, number 21, a Citgo Ford. He's driving the 1992 colors of his favorite driver, Morgan Shepherd. And now Matt McIntyre pulls back ahead, leads another lap here. And now they're 3 wide going into turn number 1 for second place here. Mike Becker has now stuck Joshua Osborne up the middle of the track at number 31, and now Becker moves Matt McIntyre up the track. Dylan Young, Charles Sanford's on that mix right now. They're going to go into turn number 3. 3 wide, 2 rows deep there. This is getting pretty dangerous going into that turn. And now Osborne, is now stuck in a 3 wide now for the lead here. McIntyre again led that lap, and here comes Mike Becker to the low side with Dylan Young drafting off of him. That 26 car looking pretty strong on the outside of the racetrack here as they come off turn number 2. Again, we mentioned the outside lane can give you more momentum as it can when you're on the low side. That's hard to believe, but it gives you more momentum and more straightaway speed as opposed to if you're on the low side. If you're on the low side, yes, it's the shortest way around the track. However, you don't get as much speed going into the turn as you would if you ran on the outside of the track. That's when we were looking at the RPMs a little bit earlier, though, and you saw them turning a little bit more RPMs coming on the outside of the track, as we saw with Johnny Gardner earlier today. Now Osborne's now come up on the outside of the track, and he decides, hey, I want to lead some laps here today, and he is going to lead that lap. So Osborne pulls ahead now. Boy, what racing we're seeing here today at Atlanta in the Motorcraft 500, and we are far from over. We're down to 17 laps to go. That was the completion of lap number 33. Dylan Young right there behind Becker, so is Charles Simmer in 24. Nathan Ormond having a good run so far today. He's running in a 6 car. Jesse Turner's in there. Quentin Moore. We mentioned Cole Deaver, Jay Jefferson, and Jessica Shelton on the inside lane too. Behind them are Zachary Fitzwater in the 29, Zach Rogers in the 1, and Wade Bremer in the 70, as well as Phil Parker in the 5. And you see on the outside of the track, guys like Levi McIntyre, Seth Cole, William Brock, Nathan Hudson, Johnny Gardner. 15 car of the event sponsors machine, that's Jackson Haywood. And some of the guys and some of the guys back in the pack have been struggling along here today. Kyle Matthews in 42. In 27th position, he had a disastrous outing in the Daytona 500. Had a disastrous outing at Richmond. His only highlight was a second at Rockingham. And right behind him, also frustrated with his performance, Keith Batson. And Matthews decides to go low. Batson tried to go low with Matthews, but couldn't quite clear the 83 car of Alex Miller. And now Batson goes low and says, "Ha, caught you on the outside, Kyle, and now I'm going to get by you." So and meantime, we go back to the front of the field right there. Mike Becker now decides to lead some laps here today, but Joshua Osborne on the outside is not letting him get far away, though. Come up on the outside of the track. Is Osborne going to lead that lap from Becker? No, he does not. Becker leads that lap by just a smidgen. His last lap, 186.927 miles an hour. Averaging so far 154.04 miles per hour. Off turn number 4 they come. Dylan Young falling back a little bit from Mike Becker, trying to get a run on him, going through 1 and 2. Trying to make it 3 wide there just a little bit here, as you see Dylan Young and Charles Everett now still right there behind the 43 car. Off turn number 4 they come. 39 laps in the books. 11 laps remaining here at Atlanta. Becker on the outside of the track here. Young now tries to get by Osborne. And he will do so. So move the Miller Virginia and Draft 4 up to second place now. Becker blocking both sides of the lane, and he's got and Becker saying, "You want to get by me? You're going to have to get by me both ways." Off turn number 4 they come. Becker on the high side. Young slips slow. Is he gonna use the low side to his advantage? Let's see what happens in the turn number 1. He's gonna move Becker up the track, and Dylan Young goes low. He's gonna try to take the lead from the 43 car. Now they're side by side. Ford on the low side. Pontiac on the outside as they come off turn number 2. Osborne's going to push Becker up ahead. Now they're side by side. Boy, this is, like I said, this is a tremendous racing we're seeing here today at Atlanta. The outside lane prevailing once again. Mike Becker leads that lap. 9 laps to go now. That was completion of lap number 41. Dylan Young gave it quite a ride, but didn't quite have the oomph under the hood for the time being. See what happens. They go into turn number 3 here. Dylan Young tries the low side again. He's going to go on Osborne now. And the 31 car is still battling back there. Sanford in 24 and Matt McIntyre in 26. They're side by side. The DuPont Chevy and the Quicker State Ford. Becker shoves Osborne out of the track. And now Charles Sanford dips low for second place. And he's going to make it 3 wide. And here comes Ormond in the 6 car, the Valvoline cars. He's going to try to go with Sanford as they go into turn number 3. There's here Young squeezed in between now, the 2 machine. They come through the 3rd and 4th turns now. Sanford dips low. Osborne on the high side. They're going to pass. They're going to try to pass Dylan on both sides. They go into turn number 1. Young not in a very enviable position at the moment, but he's trying to make it work though. McIntyre's going to try to shove him. And now Osborne is about to be. Well, I thought Osborne was going to be the odd man out in that 31 car, and he turned out he kind of was somewhat. So now Young's on the high side. Sanford on the low side. 3 wide between Osborne, Matt McIntyre, and Jesse Turner in the 94 car. Now 3 wide, and Nathan Ormond's going to try to go for second place, but Sanford pulls ahead. He's got the push from Matt McIntyre in the 26 car. And here comes Sanford to the low side. Going to try for the lead now in the number 24 car. And possibly, if he can get a run in that 3rd turn now. And he can get the help from the number 6 car, Nathan Ormond. Sanford went winless last season. You remember, though, he had a couple of seconds, but didn't quite snatch the brass ring last season. And he hopes to break that winless jinx here today, here the number 24 car. He kind of technically did in the getaway between 125s, but it was not for points. Off turn 4, Sanford to the low side for the lead. Is he going to make it stick? Is he going to make it work on turn number 1? He's got Ormond behind him. Young's got Becker behind. Young's behind Becker. But we did see what happened with Dylan Young, though, however, and they've caught the 20 car, Mitchell Collins now. They're driving. Which line they're going to be in? It's going to be the factor here between these cars. But will they catch Collins before the checker flag? I think they might do so. Becker shuts it on Sanford now as they go through turns 1 and 2 here. Becker gets moved up the track now as they come off turn number 2. What's going to happen going into the 3rd turn? Young on the outside, Sanford on the low side in turn number 3. Three wide off turn number 4 with 2 laps to go. Sanford pulls ahead now of Becker as they go into turn number 1, and it's going to be Charles Sanford taking the lead. Here comes Ormond for second place now. Mike Becker on turn number 2. He's going to try to give one last ditch effort on Charles Sanford. Otherwise, the white flag will wave its time by. Here comes Ormond to the low side. He's got number 94, Jesse Turner behind him. Off turn number 4, the white flag waves for Charles Samper. 1 lap remaining in the Motorcraft 500. Can he hold on for the win, or will Orman make a run at it here in the 6th car? I don't know. Becker's been doing well on the outside of the track here off the 2nd turn. He catches a sniff of the draft off Samper's car. And here comes Orman to the low side because he's got to run through the 3rd and 4th turns out here as they come out to number 4. Orman looks slow on Samper. He comes to the inside. Nothing doing. Charles Samper wins the Motorcraft 500 in Atlanta. Charles Samper, the number 24 DuPont Chevrolet, takes the Jeff Gordon cars to victory lane here today. What a run, though. Orman gave him though, coming off turn number 4, though. And how about that run for Orman, though? 2nd place for the Valvoline Ford. 3rd will go to Jesse Turner. Mike Becker will go to take 3rd. Jesse Turner will take 4th. And 5th place will go to Quentin Moore. What a tremendous race here today. Average speed, 161.116 miles per hour. Margin of victory, 0.97 at the start-finish line, though. Like I said, there would have been one more lap. Orman might have given him a run for the win, though, but I don't know. He would have had to have some drafting help, though, as we've seen all through this race of it anyway. Rest of the finishing order for you here. Cole Deaver comes home 6th. Another tremendous run for Cole Deaver. Jay Jefferson 7th. Dylan Young 8th. Jessica Shelton matches her car number, finishing 9th. And Matt McIntyre will finish in 10th position. Zach Rogers comes home on 11th. A good day for him. Joshua Osborne 12th. He fell back a little bit. William Brock, Ryan George, Phil Parker, Dylan Poteet, Benjamin Miles. Christian Russell with a good run, finishing 18th. Cat Batson 19th. And Cab Shearer will finish in 20th. Levi McIntyre 21st. Keith Batson 22nd. 23rd will go to Seth Cole and Alex Miller. Nathan Hudson was the top 25. Rob Evans, Zachary Fitzwater, Johnny Gardner, Kyle Matthews is a disastrous 29th for him, at least. And Laura Chung ends up finishing in 30th. Wade Brummer, Jackson Haywood, Henry Samper, Gene Samper, Matt Haas, Paul Minnick, Ryan Brummer, Jordan Anderson, and Jacob Thibodeau was the last of the lead lap finishers. Mitchell Collins, the only car a lap down, and Adam Garcia was the only car out of the race. So that will do it. So that's the story from Atlanta Motor Speedway and the Motorcraft 500. And congratulations again to Charles Samper. Charles Samper as he picks up his first victory of the season. If you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on this channel. We got interesting gaming videos, whatever president of the NNSCRA sets for this channel. And we also got some in our online racing videos as well. Be sure to check out Seth's Duracell Cup Series. I guarantee you his races are a lot better than what I have to offer, obviously. And yeah, so some of the best stuff is under the NNSCRA umbrella, and you will not regret checking those races out neither. So that will do it here today. For now, this is James Colson. This has been a production of the NNSCRA. Off-road racing at its best. We will see you at the track Too Tough to Tame at Darlington.